them not being able to communicate on a frequent basis. They cannot remember because they are being disrupted. They are able to actually, they have an implant small enough to fit into the brain of a moth. And the brain of a moth can actually control a computerized robot arm 3,000 miles away. This is cellular web technology. Our cell phone towers go from tower to tower to tower to repeaters. This is how he was coupled with a heterodyne. A heterodyne is a blending of AM or amplitude modulated frequency modulation. It is AM and FM frequencies put together in a layman's term. It's a lot more technical than that, and they also have super heterodyning, which is UHF, VHF. It's basically radio frequencies and television frequencies that are able to modulate with each other on an amplitude of ultra-high frequencies or very high frequencies.
James, I hate to say this because you have so much valuable information, but we're running out of time. Can we go ahead and follow up with you again, because you do have a lot of valuable information?
Yes.
And I'd like to give you a call maybe in a month or so and follow up with you, because what you have is very valuable. One last thing. What's your advice to victims of this before we sign off?
My advice to victims would be to try to literate yourself in a manner that is, permissible. Don't approach the cops in a frivolous, panicked manner. Contact your ACLU. They seem to be showing a very strong interest now. Contact them in a very literal manner of application, very calm, very cool, collected. Do your research. Educate yourself on these things, and do not let these people take a foothold over you. On Thursday nights, the conference calls, we do shielding calls. We also do technology calls on Friday nights. So you can probably get a hold of Gina, and she can steer you to the conference calls if there's any interest or anything like that. But that would be my advice, is to shield and to educate yourself. That knowledge is going to be our strongest weapon.
Can you do me a favor? A lot of the weaponry you referenced must have links on the internet. Can you send a couple to me and I'll post them on the Edge?
Yes, I will be more than happy to, yeah.
Okay. Well, James, thank you for coming on the show. And we will follow up with you in another month or so.
All righty. Well, thank you for having me, Gina.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thursdays on the Edge.
We gotta rise up, rise up, rise up. They say it's to protect you while they try to dispossess you of the right to decide between wrong or right, to openly discuss what politicians hide. They want to keep their secret plans from the public eye. We gotta keep our fires burning, keep our spirits bright. We gotta rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people. Money got no children, and bombs ain't for building, and killing ain't no way to make a peaceful day, as all of God's children can easily explain. We gotta keep our fires burning, keep our spirits bright, stand up and speak for what we know is right. We gotta rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people. I see days ahead. Kiss my children into bed. All across the planet against the war. Rise up, people, against the war. Rise up, people. We got the power and the will, and we'll do it for our children. For the warmongers and the corporate whores in the history books with the dinosaurs. I claim my power, I claim my rights, and no dirty tricks are gonna change my mind. I'm gonna rise up, rise up, rise up. I'm gonna rise up, rise up, rise up. Rise up, people, against the war. 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 Rise up.
I'm Andy Radford, your host in the Edge's UK studio for the Edge's Thursday show, and this about wraps up the show for this week. I would like to thank Gina Romano and her guest James Walbert. I would also like to thank Richard Vizzuti and Ralph Ryder, Edge Correspondent. If you want to become an Edge Correspondent, just go to the Edge's homepage at www.theedgeam.com, and under the main media player, just look for the link "We are looking for Edge Correspondents." You can get involved with the show and the website by going to the Edge's forum. Here you can state your important opinion and view, and it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with the guest, or agree or disagree with the host. You are entitled to your opinion. We would just like to know your opinion. If you have any material for future Thursday shows, just go to the Edge's homepage, and under that same media player you will see the link "Play Your Audio." This is not just for submitting audio. You can also email us written copy, songs or a prose, and we'll play that for you on the Edge radio broadcast. Don't forget to tune in to Daniel Ott's live show this Saturday night, January the 19th, 2008. In the first hour, he is talking to CD Montana, who claims she was Sioux Warrior Crazy Horse. And in the second hour, there seems to be a very important interview with a Lieutenant Colonel SC regarding alien shapeshifters attacking Earth. Lieutenant SC will be talking about inside information regarding the alien agenda, Illuminati connection, abductions and the pending attack on Earth. He is knowledgeable in many things and has first-hand experience on information brought out in last week's live show with Barbara Brown. You can listen to that interview as a primer to the up-and-coming interview this weekend. Tell your friends about both shows. That's Daniel Ott's live show this Saturday night, January the 19th, 2008 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have tuned in late and missed any part of this Thursday show, don't worry, it'll start again in just a few moments. My name is Andy Radford, your host in the Edge's UK studio for the Edge's Thursday show. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Goodbye.
You have been listening to The Edge. To subscribe to The Edge newsletter, log on to theedgeam.com. That's theedgeam.com, where you can find out more about the guests and topics discussed on the air. The Edge is being brought to you by Internet Solutions, home of affordable website design and low-cost Internet access. Visit Internet Solutions at es4.com. That's es4.com. Until next week, for the Edge Radio broadcast, I'm Chris Moore. See you on the Edge.